You wake up, grab your phone, and before your feet even touch the floor, boom. Someone your age just bought a house. Someone else is engaged. Another person is so grateful for their dream job. And there you are, still deciding what to eat for breakfast like it's a life-altering decision. That tight feeling in your chest, that quiet thought whispering, "I'm behind in life." Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Let's be honest. Feeling behind doesn't arrive with a loud knock. It sneaks in while you're scrolling. It sits next to you during family functions. It randomly appears at 2:37 a.m. when your brain suddenly remembers everyone from school. Here's the strange part. You can be doing fine and still feel like you're failing. That's not because you actually are behind. It's because your brain is playing a very convincing psychological trick on you. Let me explain. Your brain loves timelines. Graduate by this age. Earn this much by that age. Married by then. Successful by now. But nobody ever agreed on this timeline. There was no global meeting where humans said, "Okay, by 25 we do this. By 30 we do that." Yet somehow, everyone acts like there was. And when your life doesn't match this invisible schedule, your brain panics. It's like missing a train that may or may not even exist. Here's a funny example. Have you ever walked into an exam late and thought, "Everyone is already writing. I'm doomed." Even though the exam still lasts 2 hours, that's how feeling behind works. You assume everyone else is already halfway through life's exam, while you're still reading the question paper. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Half of them are also confused. They're just holding the pen confidently. Social media makes this worse. Because you're not comparing your real life. You're comparing your messy behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You see promotions, weddings, vacations. You don't see panic attacks, debt, self-doubt, or the "what am I doing with my life" conversations at 3 a.m. Nobody posts. Day 142 of pretending I know what I'm doing. But trust me, that post exists in everyone's head. Another reason you feel behind is because your brain loves straight lines. School was a straight line. Next class, next grade, next year. Life? Life is more like Google Maps saying, recalculating, make a U-turn. Actually, no. You take a break. You change paths. You stop. You restart. And suddenly your brain goes, "This wasn't in the plan. Something is wrong." But nothing is wrong. You're just human, not a machine on a schedule. Let's talk about age pressure for a second. Some people feel behind at 18, some at 25, some at 40. And the funny thing is, it never disappears just because you hit one milestone. You get the job, then you feel behind financially. You get married, then you feel behind emotionally. You earn money, then you feel behind in happiness. The finish line keeps moving. That's because behind is not a real place. It's a feeling created by comparison. Think about this. If success had only one route, humanity would be very boring. No late bloomers, no second chances, no plot twists. And yet, most inspiring stories are literally about people who are behind. Behind in school, behind in career, behind in life, until one day, they weren't. But here's something important. Your value is not measured by speed. You don't get extra points in life for arriving early. There's no trophy that says, "Congratulations for having everything figured out at 23. In fact, most people who rush end up revisiting the same lessons later, just with more responsibilities. Another sneaky reason you feel behind is because you're more aware now. When you were younger, you didn't know what you didn't know. Now you see possibilities, expectations, and outcomes. Awareness can feel like pressure. Growth can feel like failure. Thinking deeply can feel like falling behind. But it's actually progress. Let me put it this way. A child doesn't feel behind because they don't know where they're supposed to be. Adults do because they think they should be somewhere else. Sometimes feeling behind is actually a sign that you want more, that you care, that you're paying attention. And honestly, that's not a weakness. Here's a small but powerful shift. Instead of asking, "Why am I behind?" try asking, "What am I building?" Because building takes time. And time doesn't mean failure, it means process. Not everyone blooms at the same season. Some are spring, some are summer. Some take a little longer and bloom loudly when they do. And no, you're not late. You're not broken. You're not wasting your life. You're just living it in your own order. So the next time that thought hits you, "I should be further by now," remember this. You are not behind. You are becoming. And becoming doesn't follow a schedule.